And I will start recording. Share screen. Okay. So the theme of this PowerPoint is about simplicity. And so when I was looking at, I'm all about quotes, and I found this one that said, make it simple, but make it significant. And I think that's so true. So I am going to touch on what I've been doing for my new coaches, but I kind of want to take it back one step. So really, when you become a coach, like your world, like it's just a whirlwind of information. So first and foremost, I feel that when you become a coach, you just need to simplify your life and focus on that and get your priorities and figure out, okay, when am I coaching and when am I having family time? And just trying to make sure that when you are having family time, that doesn't mean you're answering text messages or phone calls or things like that, that you are strictly with your family and just enjoying your time with them. So next, building relationships. And I'll kind of go a little bit more detail later, but just sometimes when we think, oh my gosh, I have to invite 30 people, or I have to invite 20 people or 5 people, we overthink it. And really it could be as simple as, hey, how are you? How's your little girl? And then just build from there. With your daily checklist, Team VIP has so many amazing resources, so many different checklists, and my encouragement for you, whether you're a brand new coach and this is your very first call, welcome. We're so glad to have you. Or if you've been listening to these calls for months on end, if you don't have a checklist that you're staying consistent with, I would encourage you to go on, find one, and tweak it for your own personality and find what works for you. Challenge groups. I know a lot of times I hear people say, my challengers don't seem like they like to participate, or I have challengers in all these different groups because I'm trying to find one that's right for them. And really, when it comes to it, the material just really does need to be simplistic. If you have this long, now some people appreciate long posts, and that's awesome, but I would say mix it up because everyone's personality is different. So if you tend to be long-winded, then definitely throw that in there, but then the next day you need to shorten it up a little bit, just so that way challengers stay intrigued and in the group. So, and then building a team. This is something that I am working on just because I created my own personally sponsored page in September. And so I'm definitely still working out those kinks, but just try not to overwhelm your new coach. So whether you're even talking to a challenger, try not to throw so many different things at them. Just try to give them baby steps. And if they want to run, they will let you know that they're ready for the next level. They're ready for the next thing. So I love this quote. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Be proud of the coach, leader, friend, mentor, and person you are. Like I was saying, Team VIP has so much awesome material, but it can be overwhelming. So my new coaches, I have not added them to Team VIP until like 2 weeks ago. I added 2 of them. The other 2 I have not. Just because when you're new and you go into it, sometimes people see like, okay, this is what they're telling me to do. They're saying, don't do this and do this, and here's my tips. And, and it can be so overwhelming. I know when I started, I was constantly watching YouTube videos and, reading all the emails Jessica sent me and every single post on Team VIP. And the only thing is when you're a brand new coach, things that are put on Team VIP totally go over their heads, and it can go 2 ways. One, it can motivate them and drive them and say, okay, I want to figure out what they're talking about. I want to be at the level. Or they're like, what the heck is going on? Peace out. I'm overwhelmed. I can't handle all this. So I guess what I want you to really think about and take time to reflect on is you be you. I know when we were at happy hour the other day, one of the girls had shared that her personality is kind of out there and in your face, but how she said, but I feel like I shouldn't do that. And I had told her, you know what, if that's you, then you go on with your bad self and you will attract those people. And don't sit in this little bubble that, oh, well, that's not what Jessica or Raquel or Laura would do, so I probably shouldn't do that. Be your own self, and that's totally fine. And that's how they created Team VIP, because they looked at the top coaches and then made it their own. So anyways. So Jessica had asked me earlier this week if I would do the call. And so I was watching some YouTube videos about being successful and simplifying things. And these two things really stood out to me. Grow your habits and grow your success. And I don't know if you caught on to this, but I have the 3 little green, red, and blue. So to me, that represents going from an emerald to a ruby to a diamond. And that really give yourself patience. Because yes, there are some people that hit the ground running, and there's that one guy that hit diamond in a week, which just blows my mind. Other people, it may take a year. Some people may take 6 months. Whatever your journey is, have patience, have grace for yourself, because yes, you can look at that person that hit diamond in a week and use it to inspire you and motivate you, but just know that doesn't have to be your story. We say, with future challengers to plant the seeds and breadcrumb and things like that. So just know that you're not more than likely going to go from emerald to diamond like that. So just know that it does take time, and just build those habits, and you can add on. So if you have a simple checklist, and then when you're ready, then you can tweak it. Like I said, make it your own. One more thing I want to add to that. I used to work for the YMCA, and I was the product director, and they asked me to be the sports director also. And so he sat me down. He goes, okay, what's your vision? I was like, okay, we're going to have basketball and volleyball and soccer and t-ball, and then maybe a men's softball league, and kind of all these ideas and all over the place. And the best advice that he gave me, and that probably anyone has ever given me as an employer, is to simplify it and pick 3 sports that you're going to be a rock star at and be the best that you can be in that sport. And once you have that figured out, then add on to it. So I think that's so true when it comes to our coaching. Like, whatever you're really good at, if you're awesome at doing live videos, rock that out and then add something else. Like, I just got an Instagram account, and I've been coaching almost a year, but I just felt like I wasn't ready. So I'm ready to grow. Okay, treat people the way you want to be treated. Talk to people the way you want to be talked to. Respect is earned, not given. So when it comes to building that relationship with future challengers and even future coaches, I'm not saying that anyone would be disrespectful, but instead of sending them an invite to a challenge group and you haven't even talked to them in 6 years, take a step back and think, okay, if I were this person and someone was coming to me, would I want to hop on board right away? More than likely not, but maybe so. So just try to keep that in mind when you're having those conversations. So this one may be a little colorful, a lot going on, especially because I'm talking about simplifying, but just bear with me. So when recruiting challengers, which will hopefully feed into your coaching, first you become friends with them, liking, commenting on their posts, build the trust like we just talked about, planting the seed. So when you become friends with them, you may not invite them to a challenge group until y'all have been friends for a month. Now, you may invite them in a week, whatever works for you, but just make sure you are planting those seeds. my number one suggestion with going from talking to them kind of casually about a challenge group to getting them to a challenge group is get them on the phone. They can hear your excitement. You can talk about their goals. You hopefully will have their attention right then, because if you're texting back and forth, emailing, their kids may be running all over the place. They may share an account with their husband. That was a lady I talked to earlier. She was like, I didn't even know you messaged me because my husband saw it. So tomorrow we're going to get on the phone and talk about our next challenge group. I'm going to go into detail in this next, but get on the discount program right away and run an awesome challenge group. Just because if you have a good challenge group, more than likely they're going to recruit other people, and then your team just becomes bigger. So keeping this very simple, discount right out of the gate. And that is something that I wish I would have done. So if you're a new coach on this call, your very first challenge pack, you should sign them up to be a discount coach. If you have been coaching for 6 months and you are too scared, like I was, to have that conversation, you just need to get that out of your mind. Because once I got that out of my mind, I became diamond. Well, I mean, it wasn't overnight, but I was able to get those discount coaches, and I was able to help other people get discount coaches to help me become a diamond coach. So what I tell my coaches is, if you have someone interested, get them on the phone, figure out what program they want, and then talk to them about being a discount coach or the discount program. And just explain to them that with being a discount coach, that doesn't mean you have to run challenge groups. That doesn't mean you have to sell challenge packs. That doesn't mean you have to advertise on Facebook. Basically what it means is it's VIP. It's Beachbody's way of saying thank you for believing in our product. So if you're a new coach, and you may not realize this, but if you sign someone up right away with the discount program, you're sending them one link, and they are signing up to be a coach, a discount coach. Then their coaching fee is waived right away. They can get their challenge pack and go on with their bad self. If they decide, okay, just want a challenge pack, totally fine. You should be sending them an email 3 weeks after they buy that challenge pack, just to remind them about their on-demand and their Shakeology. At that point, that's your second chance to hopefully be able to enroll them into the discount program, especially if they are enjoying the Shakeology. Because if they want to continue with your challenge groups, I know that a lot of times I require them to be on some kind of product. Sometimes I won't go into all that. But anyways, you want them to be on Shakeology. So if they decide, okay, I want to do it, you have to send them the link to get signed up on the discount program. Then they have to fill out a form to get it waived. Then they have to have a live chat to say, hey, cancel my customer order, and now I'm on the discount program. So it's just so much easier all around to sign up for the discount program right out the gate. The awesome thing is if they sign up right away, you get a little bonus in your pocket. So that's my 2 cents on that. So to set people up for success, if you have a strong challenger, hopefully you've signed them up on the discount program. So if you have a strong challenger or a coach that's kind of dabbling in coaching, normally I tell them to start breadcrumbing. So even if they're not wanting to run a group, they're not wanting to sell challenge packs, I tell them just start sharing on Facebook, whether it's talking about your workout or a post-workout selfie or whatever it may be. You just be you. I don't give them a script. I just tell them, just share. It doesn't have to be every day. It could be, a couple times out of the week or once a week. In our challenge groups, every once in a while, the action item to our challengers is to share on Facebook a post-workout selfie or a Shakeology picture, whatever it may be, and have them tag us. So that way then they're breadcrumbing without even knowing it. So if they decide, hey, you know, I think I want to get more friends involved, Jessica has an awesome text message that she shared with me that basically we give to them just saying, hey, you know, my coach is letting me invite 3 people to the next challenge group. I would love for you to be a part of it. I'm going to be a part of it, blah, 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 blah. So then they have 2 options. One, if that person decides, you know, that they just want to find people to add to our group, then I have them send that person to me, and then I just send them a little happy. So I'll buy them like a little set of weights or a gift card to somewhere, just something small to say thank you. The second option, if they're like, okay, I want to dabble and see, then I send them the emails that they send, like we normally send, you know, challengers, and then we run the group. And all they have to do is sit back, recruit people, send them the emails, and I tell them you're in charge of them, but it's super easy. I give them everything they need. And then I add them to my personally sponsored page. So if you do not have a personally sponsored page, I encourage you to make one. If you're the only person in it, that's okay. You have to start somewhere. And I remember thinking, I was so scared, like, okay, it's me and Anne, but you build it and they will come. So in that personally sponsored page, we have weekly meetings. So even if it's you just sitting there talking to yourself, you get good practice. So then here, it just depends on the person. So I know with Team VIP, we have a checklist, like first you're going to send them 6 emails, then you're going to add them to VIP, then they're going to do a boot camp, and I just feel that, at least for my coaches, that it was just one too many things going on. The material and all those things is amazing, but when you have it all thrown at you at once, it can kind of be a cluster. So some of my coaches have been coaching, if you will, a month, and they're just now doing boot camp. You can decide when you can do what you want, but just suggesting send the 6 emails when you feel that they're ready and that they really will be able to focus on it. Some people, I've told them, hey, just create a Beachbody folder. I'm going to send you 6 emails. You just tuck it away. And then when you're ready to take to the next level, then you can always go in there. Actually, for some of my coaches, this is their first time being on a VIP call. So hello, coaches. It's just because there is so much information that could possibly go over their head that I normally don't have them in this call, but we have our weekly call before this. So, and then co-coaching. I learned this the hard way that when someone signed up to coach, I automatically ran a group with them. And it makes me so sad that I did it. So don't make that mistake. Definitely, I mean, you can give them that option, or just say your first month you can recruit people and then we'll incorporate you. So this is just a tiny sneak peek into my coaching page. So I try to make themes for each month and then have a little personality to it, because I feel like not only in your challenge group should you be recognizing those challengers for doing a good job, but also your coaches. You kind of need to set an example for them that they are part of a community. So as you see in September, it was just me and little old Anne, and then October it grew with my mom and Kristen, and then November I switched it up last week to where I could give them a shout out that they made Emerald for Anne and Darcy. So that's kind of my goal. Does it take a little more time? Yes, but if you already have the template, it's already in PicFunky, it really isn't that hard. So anyways, trying to give them shout outs on their posts. So like Fridays, I do a Friday favorite where each of my coaches, I pick something to kind of give them a shout out. We do mini challenges. So instead of having them in a boot camp, we do like just something very simple on our page. So last week we did a mini challenge week. So they had to invite 10 people to our next group. They had to do a live video. And that's all I really put. I didn't put like a ton of facts behind it. It was just do it. Don't overthink it, and just go on and talk about your pig taking a bath with Cheerios. And then again, we do weekly calls. And I remember thinking, it's going to be me sitting by myself. And then little Ann was there. And then the next week it was my mom and Kristen and Ann. And so anyways, tons of alerts. Okay, almost done. Thank you for bearing with me. So life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated, and that I feel is so true. So I know that I threw a lot at you, but really at the end of the day, you be you. You look at other coaches to inspire you and motivate you, but don't compare I guess you could compare, but just know that you are amazing. You are wonderful. You figure out what works for you, simplify, and get them signed up on the discount program right away. Because I have found now that my mom, Kristen, and Darcy, and give one more person a shout out, Erica, I signed all of them up as discount challengers right away. And now that they're coaches, now every person that has signed up underneath them, or maybe not everyone, but almost everyone, sign up discount right away. So it really is, just a great way to simplify your life. So I will stop sharing. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to throw them at me. No? We're good? Very simple, right? All very simple.
That was so good.
Thanks.
I loved it. That was perfect. That's exactly what we needed, because I'm queen of overcomplicating. Absolutely. And so I'm constantly trying to make things more simple. I feel like that's your last quote that you put is probably all of us to a T. We make things harder than they need to be. So I hope that you guys got some great stuff from this, and if you have questions, definitely speak up. But that, I just feel like the main takeaway, and I don't want to talk more, but is just to focus on you. Focus on you being happy and excited, and you being positive because of these things that you've implemented into your life, because of Shakeology, because of working out, because of being part of this amazing team that we get to all connect all the time. Think of those things, think of it inward, and then let yourself share that outwardly, and the process becomes much more simple. When you focus outwardly instead of inwardly, and you're just trying to get, whether it's Success Club points, or it's people, or it's invites, or you're just trying to get something off your checklist, it never seems to work. But when you focus on yourself first, and then you get those things done, it just seems to fall into place. The right people seem to come, in your path, and these, you start messaging the right people and making the right connections, because you're doing it from a genuine place, and not from a I got to get this done place. And so I think Jenny touched on that, and that's really huge too. And I know even for myself, I go through pockets. Sometimes I'm on point, and I'm genuine, and I'm excited, and I'm happy, and other times I feel like I'm just doing this because I got to get it done. And then I look at what the problem is, and it's personal development. It's working out. It's doing all those things inwardly, that if I'm not on point with those, it shows in every other aspect. I'm like having to try so hard to hit Success Club, or try so hard to get new connections with people. So just focus on you first. Any questions for Jenny? Okay, so with our remaining time, so we have boot camp that starts tomorrow. So if you do have, and like Jenny was saying, and I've started doing this too, if you have a new coach, maybe you wait until they've gone through their first month. They've hit in Success Club, they feel good about their business, and then roll them into boot camp later. We're trying to work on ways to constantly improve the system, make boot camp simpler, just get people more successful. But boot camp does start tomorrow. So if you have some people that need to get into it, definitely pop them into it, but just remind them as well, take it at their own pace and don't let it overwhelm them. We have a business opportunity live event on Thursday. So that'll be at 8:30. It'll be a live event. So we'll go live in the page, but it'll be like created like an event. So you'll see that, but start inviting to it now so that we'll have it up Tuesday. You can start adding people to the page. Good? Okay, fabulous. Well, Ginny will post this recording. Please share it with your teams. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Who's starting quarter fours tomorrow? No, just me. Just me. Okay. Well, I'll be killing it. So, Stephanie and Lisa. Okay, I wasn't on gallery. I was freaking out there for a hot second.
I was like,
Pretty sure we have a team VIP group, you guys. Okay, good. Well, then I will see all of the quarter fours happening. See you tomorrow on the social. Bye.